Be different clothing, bitch.
What's up guys, I hope you're hyped, because this is the third interview I publish on my channel, and this time is with Graffiti Style, an artist from the USA. He also has a YouTube channel, and I put the link in the description and also in the title of this video, so go and subscribe to his channel if you are interested. And of course, subscribe to my channel as well. Also, be sure to let me know your feedback in the comments. I would like to hear if you like this format, if there are any questions you would like me to ask the artists, and if there are specific artists that you would like me to interview. Finally, if you want to support your boy, check my brand Be Different Clothing. The Anti-Christmas limited edition collection is out now, and you can buy it until the 25th of December. If you don't like that, go and get you something else. Otherwise, thanks anyway to watch my videos. Now, enjoy the interview and see you in the next video. Cheers!
Who am I? ASEC, aka Graffiti Hairstyles. Well, back in the early 80s, like when I was 8 or 9, me and my father used to go to New York City a lot for his business stuff. And I would always see graffiti along the highways, super cool. Like, I felt like those artists or whoever was doing it was like a mystical creature, because it would pop up one day, it would disappear, and then it would come back. And they would be in different places. And for me as a kid, I felt like that was just super cool. It was like finding Pokemons and stuff, but back in the 80s. So yeah, NYC definitely 100% inspired me. I'm like 30 minutes from there-ish, so it's close. That's like our backyard in a way. I like to find high traffic areas on the train line mainly for my graffiti pieces, because I feel people have time to look out the window and chill and relax. And I feel that having art on the wall is way better than just having a concrete wall there. It's boring to me. So I want to put art mainly on train lines, or if I do any type of bombing thing, I want to try to get a high traffic area that people is going to just see it. Almost like a stop sign that's in an area that's always going to be seen. Like, that's a good spot. Like, I want to put my name there. Or even a sticker for that matter. I was here. Well, one time recently, when me and Dubs were painting in an abandoned factory in Connecticut, there was a couple of photographers that came up to me when I was just like leaving, and I was like, you guys should just go record that over there, that's fresh. And they were like, oh, you guys just painted? And I was like, yeah, it's just right over there. And they're like, yo, that's so awesome. Like, keep doing what you're doing. We love what you guys do as like graffiti artists. So like, tell everybody else, like, keep doing it because it's cool. They literally go places to take pictures of graffiti, and that's it. Like, that's their thing. They don't paint it, but they photography it, you know, photograph it. So that's another form of art too, photography. So I think that's just cool. You know, and that was a cool time because they didn't have to say anything, but they said that. That was dope. I feel that graffiti is an art and it should always be put out there. Like, you shouldn't keep it in the books. Graffiti should be seen by communities. It should give messages to the next generation. It should inspire the next generations. I feel that with the next generations coming up, I feel that there could be lesser laws against graffiti and more acceptability towards the art of graffiti, rather than looking at it as complete vandalism. I understand that it is vandalism in some parts, but that's just the essence. You know, it's gonna happen. People are always gonna do things that are edgy and are against the frills of society. So even if there's a whole bunch of people that are going to go with the wave, there's always going to be people on the outskirts that are going to do stupid shit. But there's always going to be, I feel, spots that cities are going to allow graffiti artists to paint, to keep them possibly off other places in their city, which is smart. I feel that graffiti is a community-based thing that artists come together from all walks of life and share their idea of what graffiti is. And with that, you get many different styles and different types of graffiti that can only be looked at as art. Because if it's not on the wall, if like we put it on a canvas, then all of a sudden like they celebrate it. But if we put it on a highway wall or a train line wall, they're like, you know. I feel like, I know that a lot of graffiti artists don't just stay graffiti artists either. They'll venture out into other walks of art. So I think that graffiti has inspired many different artists over many different generations. For fact, like I've met them. They don't do graffiti, but they're inspired by graffiti, and that's cool. I feel that graffiti is much more widely accepted now. You'll see it in clubs, in restaurants, in different venues, events being used to show like raw art, and people like that. They don't want to see something super extra polished. Like they want to see like the raw stuff that like you can get done kind of quick. Like when you just have that technique to be able to come up to a wall and just do something cool fast. It's all about technique, and you can only get that technique from much practice. So when people do see that, they're almost like mesmerized by the fact of how we can do it. Because if you put a spray can in their hand, they'll be like, they won't be able to do what we could do. So I just think that graffiti is definitely becoming much more widely accepted internationally. And I think that's awesome. Well, in essence, I'm a bomber first before any type of piecer. That's why I have a lot of hand styles. I spent a lot of time practicing hand styles, throwies, straight letters, stuff like that normally stuff that bombers would do. So when I bring stuff with me, it's like I gotta get the Rusto cap adapter. Let's see, Montana level 1 skinny, and then the level 2 New York fat, like, and then some miscellaneous caps that just be like a Boston cream cap, Lego. Yeah, so in case I need to do any different types of lines, I can. I also bring a crate, like a milk crate, so I can stand on it. So instead of being like 7.5 feet reach, I could reach like 8.5 comfortably. So the tops of my pieces won't be like I'm reaching. It'll look like the line better. Yeah, I try to travel as light as possible because I don't want to be kind of like weighed down by a whole bunch of stuff, unless it's like a super chill spot that we're doing a huge wall or some shit. We're going to be out there all day and it's a chill spot. Like, yeah, then I'll bring a whole bunch of bags and stuff. I honestly can't narrow it down to one graffiti artist because in the early 90s, when I started coming out in the streets, there was so many different artists painting at that time period. So I can't narrow it down to one. I want to give props to everybody that was out there in the 90s. But some select few that inspired me, let's see, Cause, Jive, Envy, Emit, Bell, Jack. Man. Dude, a lot of artists from the NYC/Connecticut area definitely inspired me, for sure. I would say practice all the time. Practice with ballpoint pen. It's unforgiving. It will show you when your lines are messed up and when they're good. When you're painting, you don't have a chance to go back and erase, so you have to make sure your lines are right the first time. So when you practice with ballpoint pen, you're getting a better understanding of, like, I need to get this line right now, not a second time. So for me, ballpoint pen, when practicing, has helped a lot. And then also make sure you get your ups, get out with people, try to form bonds with like-minded artists, because there's not always going to be artists around that are going to support you. Graffiti art is very toxic in nature. It's a street culture. People are going to say how they feel, and not everyone's going to be positive. Okay, so take the hate for what it is. Understand that most people are going to spew more hate than positivity. So just continue always practicing through that. Don't let anyone else stop you from your passion. If you love art, continue to do art. Don't let anyone's comments stop you from doing what you love.